But today we decided to dig a little bit deeper into family relationships.
I said I'm not fighting you for ruining my trip up, so it just become a brawl.
I felt really bad about that, but like even with her, I had to like take a step back.
Y'all weren't really there for me like how I thought.
Ooh, not me about to cry. Ew. Back to another episode of Together We Thrive.
Hey y'all.
Today we decided to go into a different direction. Normally our stuff is about motherhood and things like that, but today we decided to dig a little bit deeper into family relationships.
Let me get a sip.
It's a touchy subject for some. For us it is. For some it's not. But if you can relate to us, this episode is definitely for you. So if you've seen any of our episodes before, you know that we like to do a little bit of an icebreaker. So that's what we're going to do now. And then we're going to get into a couple scenarios that we've each has had where we either had to distance ourselves from family, completely let them go, or let a nigga know what's up. Mm-hmm. All right. So the first question for the icebreaker is, which is worse? Family member borrowing money and never paying it back, or them talking behind your back?
Give me my funds back. Like, I was going to say, because Tammy going to talk shit all the time, even when you're doing good. Give me my damn funds back.
Give me my funds back.
Okay? I want my funds back.
I want my money back, okay? I want my money back. I mean, for me, I don't ever really have like any family that ask me for money or like anything like that. I never had anyone come to me.
But if you did,
I feel like they wouldn't ask me because they know I'm going to be like.
But let's not think of like that.
Okay.
Let's think like they asked you.
No, give my money back.
Yeah.
Definitely give my money back. Because if I gave it to you out of the kindness of my heart, and you know my situation at home or like whatever it is, I got a daughter, things like that, like give my money back.
Not even that. If you asked to borrow money and you knew borrowing means I'm giving it back, give it back. I shouldn't have to track you down, throw shade, you ducking me, like give me my money back.
Girl, you know how some folks is.
That's definitely worse.
Give my money back, but you know how some folks is, so. Girl.
All right, so mine is, what family event is the most toxic? A wedding, funerals, or Thanksgiving?
I definitely think it would be a funeral.
Really?
Because when someone passes away, people lose their minds.
You know what? Yeah, because not all weddings are chaotic.
It's either about money, who gets what, they don't like the person doing the body, they don't like the way certain things are turning out, and if that person didn't have no life insurance or something, oh God, and now you got to make a GoFundMe, and no shades to GoFundMe, because if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, but a funeral can bring out some of the ugliest traits in people.
Yeah. That's true.
And I think right behind that would be a wedding, because people start acting funny with weddings too.
I would say Thanksgiving.
Really?
Because, well, I won't say because, but everybody's Thanksgiving, there's an argument. Because it's not necessarily true, but I feel like when it's a large family all in one space, it's like, it's bound to be some messy drama. But Thanksgiving has me cackling all the time. Like,
them Thanksgiving clapbacks that be online,
Thanksgiving.
But I don't know. Every Thanksgiving that I've been to, like, I've never had any, like, family drama or whatever. We be, like, playing spades, they be smoking, they be drinking. My uncles be outside doing whatever they're doing. Like, I don't know. My family never really had any issues when it came to holidays. But funerals? Yeah. Funerals?
But when you said I could see, I could definitely see funerals.
Definitely funerals. I've literally watched people like cuss someone out the day before the funeral. Like, you mother.
Yeah, it's so crazy that you said that, because my coworker at work, like, one of her uncles, I think, just died. And like she was saying, like, none of his kids like really like mess with him or whatever. He wasn't the best dad growing up or whatever. But they all had to, like, aside from the siblings, everybody else in the family just had to like pitch in for like his funeral and stuff like that, and they were going to cremate him because it was going to be easier, and he said he wanted to. But I think, like she said, one of the daughters that doesn't even fuck with him went up there, claimed the body, so they can't just cremate him. Like, she has to sign a paper to prove that, and she didn't, so they had to end up rushing to bury him. But he don't even have like a tombstone or nothing, because that wasn't supposed to happen. But they didn't show up to the funeral or nothing. It was just like, make it hard because I can.
That's a shame. And see, that's what I mean. Funeral. That's exactly what I mean. Funeral.
Definitely.
Okay. So we both have had different scenarios with certain families. Like I said, we've had to let them go or just distance ourselves. But you've had a wild story.
Wild stories.
Wild stories. But let's touch on a little bit. You know, you don't got to get too deep, because I know that, sometimes when you let a situation go, you try to let it die and let it be what it is. But for the sake of opening up and being transparent today for the audience, like, give us a situation that has happened or a story that you're comfortable sharing.
Need some real wine, child.
Drink up, girl.
Well, actually, I guess I'll go with my last story because that's kind of the story that led me to not really talking to no family. So it's crazy because like it's a long ass story, so I'm trying to think of like the short way to do it. But basically, you know, me and my sister was with my 24th birthday, was it?
Yeah, it's been about 3
So
years
yeah,
now.
it was like my 24th birthday. I decided I wanted to go to Mexico. I took my best friend and my sister. My sister, I think, is like 9 years older. I think 9 years older than me. But we went to Puerto Rico. Thought we was having a time. But me and my best friend, shit, we were having a time.
I'm about to say, from the
yeah,
pictures,
I
y'all.
ain't gonna say I thought.
I'm gonna be honest with you. From the pictures, some of the pictures, like, I didn't even know anybody else was there. But now that I know the backstory,
child, don't even say that because you
no,
know that's what started it.
Now that I know the backstory, I know that it was not because of your doing.
That's what fucking started it, child. But yeah, we were. I was having a time. Me and Kish was having a time. But my sister, to make a long story short, she just, I don't know. Like, she just was. So she was standoff. Well, not like standoffish. It's like the first night she went to the club with us. Now, however, I do know that my sister is older. So like, me and Kasia, when we go on vacation, we not going. There's no going to sleep. And it's crazy that I'm even, because I have to take a nap to rejuvenate. But like, when me and kids go on vacation, there's no going to sleep at all. So we were out majority of the time, except the last night we were supposed to go to the club. We took a nap, and just why she don't like me taking naps, because we took
nap turned into sleep.
The nap's supposed to be like 30 minutes, but I don't wake up till 3 hours later. So by that time, baby, I don't want to go nowhere. But like, most of the stuff that we did, she didn't want to really do with us. She was saying, like, you know, she was having a UTI or whatever the case may be. She wasn't feeling well. Her phone ended up breaking while we were there. I tried to be Captain Save-A-Ho and call her significant other to, like, hey, my sister out here, she needs some money for right now. It's not that she's broke or nothing. She just needs some money. Apparently at the time, that just... You know how people be like, I ain't asked you to do that for me. Like, yeah, that was like an issue. I was just trying to help. Yeah, that was an issue too. But because I wanted to enjoy myself. Like, I could feel, like, you know how you could feel the energy, but you're not really fully sure. But I also want to enjoy myself because I also know the person that I am. I will immediately speak on something that I feel, and because I'm upset about it, it may come off wrong. Mm-hmm. So I didn't say nothing the whole trip for real. And plus, I didn't really think it was like nothing that big. But I didn't. What made me want to say something is like the last morning, me and Kay just slept in the bed, and my sister slept in the other bed. And she was on the phone, and I'm not sure exactly who she was on the phone with, but she must have thought that I was asleep. But I heard the conversation. You know how you can hear when somebody's talking about...
But to be sitting right next to me, whether I'm asleep or not, talking about me is crazy.
Like, but it wasn't like she was doing it to where I really couldn't make out. Like, if you thought about it, like, for real, it's crazy because she wasn't like exactly like saying my name or nothing, but like, you know how like you talk about stuff and you'll like...
You just know it's you.
Yeah, you know, like, I know that you're talking about me. And it's crazy to this day. I still don't understand what was the point of this. But back at home, I guess one of them had asked her like, oh, I don't see you in none of their pictures or something. You know why you're not in all of our pictures, because you didn't come out with us. And instead of saying that, it was just more so like, oh yeah, let me conjure up in my head that these bitches is against me, blah, blah, blah. Like, so... definitely could feel the energy from there. And it's crazy because like, even when the blow up happened, she was like, oh, you didn't want to be around me until you seen that I was by myself. No, that's why I wanted to be around you, because it seemed that you was by yourself. So I just wanted to see you good. Like, because we went zip lining. I know she was scared of zip lining. So like, bitch, I'm literally trying to make sure you okay and having a good time too, because I already know this is kind of like not like a fear, but like, you're not really fucking with this. Like, this is something I wanted to do. You would have been fine with not doing it. So like, I'm just trying to make sure you're good, not because I think you're lonely or whatever the case may be. But the very last day, I ended up like, listen, well, we leaving, so fuck it. I can't hold my tongue no more. And my delivery, yes, it probably was, it not probably, but it was strong. But I don't know how to, I'm learning, but I don't know how to sugarcoat, like to talk, to say something or say how I'm feeling in a soft way. I can now, but then like, no, it's just like, I straight shooter. Like, why do I have to sugarcoat stuff for you? We're all adults. You should know. And not to say like, oh, we know that's how you are, but like, you should know I don't mean no harm. That's just like how it would be one thing if you were used to me saying things sweet and then I'm saying nowhere, this, like, now out of nowhere I'm saying this harsh, but like, you kind of know how my deliverance is all the time. But anyways, to keep a long story short, I was just like, like, damn, like, if you was gonna act like this, what the fuck you come for? I thought we was all gonna be out here having the time. And girl, remember that's when she made, what was the saying? Look at the cat calling the kettle black. Didn't even say it right. Wasn't even right. She texted me, talk about some, look at the cat calling the kettle black or some shit. You would only know that I'm acting weird if you've been moving weird. This trip was for you and Kiesha. Just was going in. So of course, naturally, I'm gonna say something back now because I was trying to be calm about the situation. I was just feeling some type of way about it. Like, damn, bitch, you was out here with us. You work just as much as I work, because if not, she was at the time working more than me. Kiesha working, busting her ass. So I'm like, damn, like, my friends, let's go relax on a trip and shit like that. I'm not thinking it was gonna be all of this, but we exchanged words for a little bit, and then she ended up saying, when we get to Philly, it's stuck. So me, I'm like, bitch, you want to fight me because of my trip? Because you were on my trip? Like,
you want to fight because you mad about not being in no pictures?
I'm like, we fighting when we get back to Philly? Like, I said, I'm not fighting you for ruining my trip or because you mad about my trip. And she was like, I said what I said. When we get to Philly, it's stuck. Okay. So meanwhile, back at the ranch at my house, my niece was going to use my address at the time to be able to go to high school, because my high school was a pretty good high school and it was just inconvenient for her to be able to go to. So she had like her own key and everything. And I already knew, because of how my family dynamic is, that it was going to be some petty nonsense. So I called my boyfriend at the time, because he was the one that was there watching my kids and everything. I called my boyfriend at the time and I'm just like, listen, he already knew about everything that was going, because I was talking to him on the trip. But I just told him like the update, and I was like, listen, she can't come into my house. I already know it'd be bullshit. She's not allowed to come into my house. Granted, no, absolutely, I don't want her to be stranded outside, but at least call your dad or call your uncle. One of them got to come get you. Not only that, I live in a very safe neighborhood. You know, you roam around the streets at your own home. So you would have been able to go to a store or anything. It's much of pizza stores you could sit at, anything that was right there. But I just didn't personally feel comfortable with everything that was going on. And I know the dynamic of my family. I did not feel comfortable with you sitting in there. Mm-hmm. So of course, my boyfriend, he's going to do what I say. And not like that. It's just like, that was my home. So he's respecting my wishes. He's not on this lease. He's going to respect that this is my space and this is what I want to say. And because of the dynamic of what's going on right now, it's the best. So again, he's not confrontational at all. So he's not going to argue, especially not with no children, but he's not confrontational. So she knocked at the door. And he basically just told her, like, look, they just said that right now you can't come in here. You gotta, go ahead. And I was on the phone, so I hear the whole thing. And she was like, you just gonna have to call your dad or your uncle for them to be able to come pick you up. But she said you can't come in here. I gotta respect what she said. Right before she was about to leave, of course, rolling her eyes, talking shit, whatever. I said, and make sure you get my spare key. Make sure you get my key back, because I had made her a key so that she'll be able, to and from school. So she hands the key back. At the time, my daughter still needed to get picked up from school. So he leaves out to go pick up my daughter from school, and he has came with him. She had another key. So while he was we didn't know this at the time. And I think it was my sister, because you know how you got a spare key to my house, like just for emergency. So I think it was my sister's spare key. But she had a key, used my sister's spare key, went into the house. While he was going to pick up my daughter from school, she was in there having a really good time with my shit. Bashed my TV in the living room. Must have used the pan because the pan was bent and broke. So she was going to work
It's
on
not
that
funny,
TV.
but like
She was going to work on that TV. Put my laptop in water and dish soap. Had you guys know I have my own business, so like my Cricut machine, all of that stuff, she had it thrown out on the floor. My printer, everything just thrown out. At the time, I did not know this because by this time we're on the plane. So when we came, we all sat together. She went to the airport early and she got her seat switched, so she didn't even sit next to us. So we're boarding or whatever. She's up there. Me and Kasia, we're back there. We didn't want to slide. I don't want to sleep and everything because I ain't worried about it. We had our last little lemon drop and was ready to take a nap and go ahead about our business. So, phones on. Phones on Do Not Disturb. We land. And I take that phone off airplane mode. And my phone, I think my boyfriend sent me like 8 messages. Just ding, 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 ding. Is when I seen that she had fucked up my house. So I'm like showing Kiesha at the time. What, yo? What?
I can picture Kiesha doing it.
Remember when on Real Housewives when Kenya told Cynthia and Candy about Velvet dying? Like that's how Kiesha was acting. Velvet, Cynthia. But that's how Kiesha was acting. What? Oh my God, I can't. Call the police, yo. Call the police. So I'm like, yeah, hell no. I'm talking
Wait,
my
because to
shit.
hear the story again this way.
So I'm talking my shit. I'm like, oh yeah, she gotta go to jail. Like, you shouldn't even be in this. You are a child. You should not be in this. Like, even before, because I left that part out, even before we had left the airport and we were still having the back and forth, she started texting me. And I had to let her shut that shit down. I'm not arguing back and forth with no child. This don't have nothing to do with you. Stay in your place. Was still going in. But like I said, I'm not arguing with no child. So I ended up ignoring it. So that was her retaliation of what she was doing. While I was ignoring her text messages, this was what she was doing. But we land, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm calling the cops. And I call him, I'm snapping or whatever. I'm like, yeah, hurry up and fucking come get me. And I ain't gonna lie, I was like, yeah, we about to have to fight. There's no fucking way. I'm calling the cops, but we gotta fucking fight. My best friend was like, kid, no, you gotta chill because you do not want to be put on a no-fly list. I'm like, bitch,
Yeah, you don't want to be put on a no-fly.
So that was truth moment. That was my first time ever learning about a no-fly list. I didn't even know that was a thing.
You do not want to be put on a no-fly list.
So after that or whatever, my sister hear me because I'm loud back there. So she hear me or whatever. So Kish was like, oh no, you don't want to get put on the no-fly list. So I'm like, okay, fine, fuck it. I'ma just go ahead, go back home, get my shit, go back home, call the cops, and then we just gonna go from there. But I don't have shit else to say to y'all. So we at baggage claim. We get down there. It's my sister, her cousin, her brother, and my niece. And they all just standing there at the one side like this.
Arms folded.
Like they ready to do some shit. So me, of course, I'm like, cause I'm around y'all, so y'all don't intimidate me. Like, y'all standing there like y'all ready to fuck some shit up, but y'all not intimidating me or whatever. So Kiesha like, no, we just gonna stay down here. So it was literally like they was on this side and we was on the other side. And I was waiting for him. I just was like, my nigga out there already, my kids in the car. Let me just go ahead and get my stuff.
You know what's crazy? For some reason throughout all of this, I knew that he had the kids, but I didn't think that the kids were at the airport.
Girl, and my kids, they got an Oscar in the situation too because Tootie steady calling him, blowing his phone up like, I have to pee. Eric, I have to pee so bad. Please, please. Meanwhile, we out there getting mollywopped. She didn't even realize begging to pee and shit. We out there getting our asses handed to us. So we at baggage claim. I'm waiting for my bag to come out. They're on the side where the bags come out or whatever. So we're on the sides where it's rolling around. So at the time I used my sister's husband luggage because I didn't know where my luggage was. But only my stuff was in there. So like as soon as I got my shit out, I would have given you your shit back. Like it was a little regular black girly that I just needed time for the time being. I was not going to keep that suitcase. But I see my bag. I see one of them grab my bag, and kids just steady rambling, talking. I'm like, hold on, bitch, that's my bag. She was like, huh? I was like, she has my bag, not even realizing what's going on. So I leave her. Fuck you, girl. I gotta
get my stuff.
I gotta get my shit. Because I know how my family is. So I'm not, so the first thing I'm thinking is they gonna take my shit, throw that shit out down the highway, all types of stuff. And I don't have cheap shit. I have designer, all types of stuff in my bag. So like, I know they was gonna throw that shit or keep that shit. So I go out there. My niece is the one that has the bag. So I'm like, you have my bag. I'm trying to pull it. This little bitch swings on me. So at first reaction, I'm like, damn, this really happening? Like, I'm really about to have to do this to a little girl or whatever. So we end up fighting. And my niece is bigger than me. So, like, it wasn't like I was fucking her up or nothing. Like, she was throwing some shits in there. But then my sister's cousin came and started jumping in too. So of course, naturally, my best friend now, she's running the fuck out there because I know y'all got shit fucking fucked up. So it just become a brawl. I don't know how my sister brother got his big. Mind you, my sister brother is probably like 300 pounds and like 6'3", some shit like that. But he out there, I don't honestly remember him touching me, but I know that he touched my best friend. And I know that she wasn't lying about that shit because she could not let that shit go, that he swung her fucking braids. And it was so fucking funny.
It's not funny. Like,
it was so fucking funny because it was, when I tell you, it was hella people that was out there. So like, you can literally see it. But no one was saying nothing. When he was copping plea, he was like, Kiesha, I did not touch you. I did not touch you. I would not touch you. Why would I do that? And it was so funny because this old white lady, right, she was driving by. She said, I seen the whole thing. And he did touch you. But hurry up and ran. Hurry up and pulled her ass.
She said,
off.
I'm going to let you know what happened, but I will not be a witness.
Hurried up and pulled her ass the
I will
fuck
not be a
off.
witness.
I don't know what happened by then, how it happened, but me and my sister end up fighting. Now, the weird part about this is I won't call it a fight because the crazy part is, as big as my sister is, and not like really in size because like she's had lost a lot of weight, so she wasn't really like big, but she was bigger in size and height than me. So honestly, and that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but like honestly, if you really wanted to, like you could have got a good advantage.
You really could have did your big one.
And she didn't touch me at all. The crazy part is that by this time, because we had already been fighting, my wig was ripped off. This lady sat on me. I remember her sitting on me and pulling. And at the time, I didn't feel it, obviously, because my adrenaline was already high. But she was, when I tell you, holding on to dear life for my actual braid down and just was pulling. I think she pulled 2 braids out. So I ended up for like a year and a half. Not even a year and a half.
I was going to say it didn't take that long.
Yeah, I was about to say my shit kind of started growing back in after like 2 months. I went to my stylist, crazy because after all that shit happened, that's the first person I called in the car. And it was so funny because we talked about it. And she was like, her boyfriend was in the car because they was on a date at the time. And when I hung up, he was like, well, what does she want you to do tonight? And she was like, I don't know.
There's nothing I could do for you tonight.
And she was like, I don't know, but I think she, it was just an upset for a moment. I was like, girl, yeah, she was the very first person I called. But yeah, I just remember her ripping my fucking hair, like sitting on top of me just doing that. And like my boyfriend at the time, he was with the shits. Like he wasn't trying to hit no females or nothing. So he was trying to address before he interacted with any female, he was trying to address the man that was in the situation. But he gonna try to take my man and pull him with his hair instead of squaring up. He tried to pull my man.
Like, he was not with it, okay? He was not with it, okay? He fought back.
But I guess in the midst of that, he must have like seen like her on me or whatever. So he ended up trying to like get her off of me without fucking like physically touching her. But she wasn't fucking moving. So he fucking switched positions. He was able to get her to fuck off of me and get me on top of her. This bitch gonna say, Johnny, as her brother, he hitting me.
No, I'm hitting you.
Bitch, he never touched
me.
So why would you lie and say that? He never fucking touched you. Like, what the hell? But, yeah, so, like, we all fighting. I don't know how it ended up getting broke up. Crazy part is this is literally happening all outside the Philadelphia airport.
Outside
it was
the
so
airport.
fucking ghetto and bad that the one, and I laugh at this shit to this day because that shit was low key funny to me. There was one officer, well, he was like a
Security guard?
yeah, and he was like, "Is everything okay here?" And Jackie was like, "No, so they're fighting." Like, why?
What are you talking about?
Like, you're standing right here, didn't do nothing, like didn't break up nothing.
I don't said it's not my business.
Yeah, I don't even know how
it's not my
ended up
business.
getting broke up for real, but like the security guards didn't do nothing.
Let me ask you this: did you get the suitcase?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Throughout all of this, did you get
crazy
the suitcase?
I think I gave it to my boyfriend. I think once I had finally got it out or whatever, and yeah, because at the same time while I was fighting one of them, he was having conversations with her like, y'all dead ass wrong right now, like y'all wrong as fuck, and he was taking out all of my shit and throwing it in the trunk to give them back the suitcase or whatever. Because I remember at the same time too, I think one of them was telling Keisha like, why we wouldn't touch you, because she was like, y'all crazy as hell, like y'all literally jumped me and her, like. And I remember them telling Keisha like, we wouldn't put I remember that. What she said, we wouldn't put our hands on you, we wouldn't touch you, why would we do you like that? And she was like, bitch, what the fuck do y'all mean?
It's not funny because wait, yo, because when she FaceTimed us to show us this bald spot, yo,
girl, tragic. But
poor thing. It came back though. She got hair now.
And absolutely, it's crazy because it's like fully all the way back and everything.
Y'all thought y'all did something,
and it's crazy because she said like my shit was so bald. Like she was like,
stop.
It would think like she was like, you would think that it was alopecia there or something. But she said the only like, she said normally when somebody rips her hair from the scalp, it bleeds, and mine didn't do all of that at all. So she was like, it's weird. It's almost like it's alopecia or something. But she was like, the reason why. She was like, the reason why it was like that is because I was already in the journey of growing my hair to be healthy. So I was getting treatments and stuff like that. Had I not been doing that already and my hair wasn't already in a healthy state, yeah, I would probably still be bald. Because I was doing that, it like put a boost in it. But yeah, my shit back, same size, everything.
Thought you did something.
After that, I went home. Didn't know that while I went home, they were on their way to the police station. So I'm at home because I had called while I was there, but they told me because the incident with my home, I had to call where I lived. So I had to wait until we got there and called. Somebody came out, made a report or whatever. She was like, okay, they got to do their follow-up and stuff. I told her about the situation. She was like, well, because it happened in Philadelphia, you would have to go back to Philadelphia. So I was like, all right, well, it's been a long night. I'm still in shock. Like, this shit is crazy. I cannot believe this shit just happened. So we'll go back up in the morning. So me at the time, I was definitely big on like, I just have to put my business on the internet. So I definitely had told everybody that night what the fuck happened. Everybody was kikiing, like
she was kikiing too.
No, I definitely was.
She definitely was on it. That's how I saw it first. Was on Facebook. Like I didn't get a phone call or nothing like after that, because we were talking and we were like cool and close then, but I think like at that time, because this was 3 years ago, like we were still on the journey of like building our friendship. So like I saw it and then I called you afterwards. I was like, bro, they jumped you?
Yeah.
What you mean they jumped you?
It was a fucking mess. But so I next morning or whatever we went down, and I know he was hurt because that whole night I just kept going in. Like I talked about that shit. I don't think we probably only slept like an hour, because like I could not believe that the motherfucking people at here did that to me and Keisha. Like, and really they probably wouldn't have touched Keisha, but Keisha's not gonna sit there like she said. She's not gonna sit there and just let y'all fucking jump. Like, absolutely not. Like,
absolutely not.
Real ass bitch, love my girl down.
Absolutely not.
But so next morning, we go back down there, go to the police station, and he was like, no, pause, right? So while I'm talking to y'all on the internet, she had text my boyfriend, and was like, oh yeah, and tell her we got all the evidence we need. She on live right now. They sent the picture of picture of her at the interrogation office in the police station or whatever. So boom, next morning, whatever, we go. He like, oh, I a situation about this last night already. They beat you to it, basically. So I explained,
they beat you to it
because like the way they must have put it is that like I was the aggressor and so the way they got to it first, whatever. But I still ended up telling the story. Unfortunately, they didn't really give a fuck what was happening. No charges ever got passed on either side. They didn't give a fuck because I think like that week before, one of their officers had just passed away. And there was no camera footage. Like, they couldn't get any camera footage or nothing like that. And you know how they feel about they cops and stuff. So they didn't really care too much about resolving the issue. But I swear, after we leave the police station, we get back into the car. I get a call from my job saying that I'm pulled off the schedule. And I'm under investigation. So I'm like, I'm under investigation. She was like, yeah, I can't tell you on the phone, but I'm sending you over a letter now, whatever. Read the email. Email's basically saying, like she said, I'm on suspension and an investigation is being handled right now because of abuse allegations to my clients brought against me. So then when I tell you it was a like when I say it was a domino effect, get back home, there's a letter on my door. A diapers lady is attempting to need to see me because of allegations of abuse and neglect of my children. So
I mean, she was getting hit back to back to back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think, because I don't give a fuck. I ain't even gonna lie. It's after all of that, after I got that phone call because I wasn't even trying to do all of that, but after I got that phone call, the first one about my job, I'm missing money. Oh yeah, I'm calling that school. These kids don't live here. They don't live at these addresses that they're portraying to live at. They live at such and such address. I think you need to check that out. My niece, she does not live with me. We use the address, but she does not live here. She doesn't stay here at all. And I honestly don't feel safe with her being around me because I was just harmed by her. Yeah, get up out that school. So I think she tried to do the same thing to me because, you know, my daughter goes to school with her grandma, but baby, she go to school with my mom.
Right, got to handle it. Ain't worried about that.
It's not going to work. She goes to school with my mom.
So, whew, Lord, to hear it back it's even crazier because I think after we talked about it the first time, it wasn't something that we like. I think after that, it was more like, okay, so put a plan in place. What do you do next? Type thing because
because then I tried to.
It really wasn't like
press charges.
Yeah, it really wasn't like a defense mode after that.
Yeah, because it was like because I did try to, I did press charges on her. Not only that, because a lesson should be taught because you should not be involved in this. So because you want to be involved in this, I want to sue you so that you can get these damages, and you also need charges pressed against you. Because had this been anybody else that breaks and enter, because honestly, realistically, you was breaking and entering. Mm-hmm. We asked for the key back and we told you cannot come in here. So for you to come in here and then damage my stuff and then you could have punched a hole in the wall.
You gonna do my laptop, my cricket, the way I make money, way I make my money? Crazy.
Come on. And it's so crazy because after all of that, it was never, because I have filed a restraining order as well, and it was a method to my madness. I ain't gonna go into detail with it. You already know why I was doing it, but because how they presented the story when it was time to go to court, and they basically made it seem like it was this family issue, and none of us are talking right now. The judge was basically like, "This is petty. Just don't talk to each other no more." No, we needed a restraining order.
Yeah.
Though all of that shit y'all did, we needed a restraining order.
Yeah.
But that didn't work. They wanted me to go. The charges is so fucking insane. So the charges wasn't this. The crazy part is the charges wasn't able to be brought against her. She said he was trying, but of course they had to talk to them, and they went up there and was like, "Oh, she attacked her." Yeah, try to make it seem like that or whatever. And he basically had to tell her, like, listen, like, I'm the prosecutor. Like, I'm here. I'm not here for y'all. I'm here for her. So, like, and granted, to this day, they probably still tell people that that's what happened. And no, like, I literally got it on recording too, just in case we ever need to bring it back up. Like, I literally got the man on recording saying, yeah, like, they told me about it. But I mean, essentially, they would have to go and press charges about that. Like, I'm here for what happened in the house. But unfortunately, didn't know this, but New Jersey, he told me, is a state where we protect the children. So it takes a lot to stick it to somebody. They got to murder somebody, basically, or they got to do something really, really insane for them to get them. And I don't know how true that was, because I mean, I see a lot of our black kids getting fucking arrested for weed and stuff like that.
Right.
I just feel like they probably thought the same thing. This is a family matter. They don't really care too much about it. So remember I said I tried to sue, but because her name was on it and she was a minor, I couldn't. So they wanted me to fill all the paperwork out and go back to square one and try to get the parents. But at this point, nothing was working. So I was like, well, no, actually, my boyfriend was like, listen, because it was coming up on, like, the new year almost. He was like, you don't want to go into the new year with this.
That,
like,
yeah.
it's a sign
I remember
nothing
that
is working. So, like, maybe we just
let it go and let it be what it is.
You know, like, let it go. Because at the time,
let karma handle it.
Unfortunately, wait, can I say this or about, you know, what happened with you or no? But like,
that's an open book, okay?
Girl, shut up. So like at the time too, because of the situation, he was like on parole, so they had went and tried to attack for him too, and saying, you know, like he had attacked them and all
that was a good man, Savannah.
Yeah, he was out there trying to swing these.
That
bitches.
was a good
he wasn't,
man,
like,
necessarily
necessarily hitting them, but he was doing what he needed.
I'm about to say he did what needed to be done.
To this day, like I hate that she was like, oh, he hit her.
That bitch got off you.
Now he did pick her, move her, and put me on her, but like he
did what needed to be done. That's all that counts.
But he had ended up. They had my man. He had to finish out his probation on the bracelet. Which, granted, like 2 years, I think, like, what was it, last year or something like that? Now he's off of it, so he don't have those worries. He can roam the streets and do whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants.
But
okay?
he
thought you did something.
He's a changed man. But, yeah, nothing was working in my favor. So I was like, you know what? You right. Maybe I should just let it go. Like, not let it. Well, I actually ended up letting it go. Because, you know, I really don't give a fuck now. But at the time, I was just like,
she was just worried about that hair growing back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was the thing that really tore her up the most. Like the job thing was bad.
Because like the job thing was bad, but listen, you know they was already working my ass, getting stuck all the time. So like maybe that was my sign. The diapers thing I wasn't worried about because I explained to her everything that happened, showed proof, showed my hair, everything. She was like, oh, I'm not even going to ask, because you know my son was a baby, so we can't talk or nothing. And she was like, I'm not even going to ask her anything because this was done out of malicious intent. Like I'm not about to traumatize her or even open up a can of worms for her to even know what like diapers is or anything like that. So she was like, you know, normally the case, it has to take 30 days before it can close out, but you're gonna get your letter and you'll be fine. Looked in my cabinet, seen everything was okay.
Because that's a mother, okay?
Okay, don't play about my kids. And it was crazy. And it was crazy because for you to go that low, and these is your nieces and nephews. Like my one niece, and I was so stunned because, yeah, y'all babysitted for me on the weekends and the weekdays when I needed you. Absolutely, yes, you did. When I was first pregnant and I was going through a lot, I couldn't really work, so financially I didn't really have it for Kane. So yeah, my sister loaded me up with stuff, like was there anytime I needed my shit. With Kimura, she stayed there with me the whole time I was in the hospital, even with Kane. But because I had someone else in there at the time, she only stayed, and she stayed during the time was trying to push it, and after that, you know, she went about her business, but like was always there. And I remember my niece texted me and was like, that's a shame, I'm basically raising your son as my son.
Girl,
you're 15. No, you babysat your cousin, but that's not, you didn't raise him. You don't know the first thing about even raising a child. Like, but the fact that y'all tried to use that
again, right?
Y'all tried to use that.
Because what did you do it for,
like,
then?
Use that again. Yeah, like it was like, well, what the fuck did you do it for? You know, I'm glad I wish I was a person that could just give you all your shit back, but baby, I need them diapers. So
yeah, you can't have them right now. When he's done with them, I'll give them back to you.
Remember when I went to Sam's too and used them points. Got the. Remember I used her
did.
Sam's card after all that happened. I said, yeah, she had like, I think she had like $100 worth of like points in cash. Sure did go and got me some diapers and some wipes. That's the last thing you could do since you raised this son. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
But
So, like, with all of that, what did you? Because that's a lot to take in. It's a lot to internalize and have to realize that like it's not what I thought it was, right? Like, because that's what it comes down to. It's not what you thought it was. So, like, how did you deal with that afterwards? Like, not even just like the court stuff or like none of that, because like obviously we know like the court system wasn't in your favor, but like mentally, what did that do to you afterwards? Because I know your story outside of just this situation. Like, I know your family story. So like your sister was like the last of the Mohicans, kind of like. So what did that do for you in terms of like mentally? What did that do?
man, for one, it made me come to reality that ain't nobody really there for me like how I thought. Like, well, I'm not gonna say it ain't nobody. Y'all weren't really there for me like how I thought, and I don't even really hold like, cause me and her cousin, like, I thought we were working on going to the right path, but like throughout the years, we always had like little petty issues. Like, we had fought before, so it was already little petty issues with her. So I can understand her jumping on the first broomstick to want to do something like this. But my sister and my sister brother, because like I'm calling him my sister brother now, because yeah, that's what he is. But at one point in time, yeah, I call him my brother too, and he's not. He's just my sister's brother. They have the same mom and blood. We don't at all. But we considered ourselves throughout the years. My son, they didn't really like get to experience him, but my daughter, yeah, like you was family too. So like I was really shocked. Like, we went through a lot of shit, but it never, because it's been, like I said, it's been many of things, but it was never nothing to this extent. So for me, it was just like, damn, like, and for years, many of my friends had always said, like, she's jealous of you. Like, it's shit going on, because I couldn't wrap my head. And for me, I don't like to think that people are jealous of me, because to be honest, it's so crazy. Like, I'll be like, no, well, I never said it to, it's crazy because I never said it to my friends, but like in my head, I'll be like, well, I don't think she's jealous of me, because shit, I mean, to be honest, I want her life. And not like that, but like, she's married, her husband, he gonna make sure he do what he need to do for her and her kids, well, their kids. She's busting her ass, working multiple jobs. Her kids don't really need or want for nothing. Like, I'm trying to get where you at in life. And that was always like, I admire her. Like, that was really like her name on my phone was other half. Like, that's how I genuinely felt about her. So for you to even with my snooty attitude, even with the talking shit, we going at it with each other, like, I genuinely knew that like, you my girl, and I'm going to always be here for you, because like, I didn't know her. I didn't get a chance to know her all my life. She actually was, it's crazy because my dad introduced us back when I was like 16, and my dad, he was already absent, but he just became more absent. So it was like,
After that.
here's your sister, girl. But like,
at least you have somebody now.
Like, didn't really do anything. So it was like, he introduced her to me, but because I was in the state system, it wasn't like I could just willy-nilly. So at the time, of course, I was in Jersey, she was in North Carolina. So at the time, I couldn't like just go on down there, because I was still a part of the state. So you can't really do anything while, like, she wanted to adopt me, but by the time the process I would be already 18 by the time the process was over. So she was just like, my caseworker was like, stick it out. She was like, stick it out for a couple more years, and then when you graduate, if that's what you want to do, we will buy your ticket for you to go down there. So that's what happened. And I spent my first year down there. We ended up coming back up here. Didn't really last, but we were like super close. So it really hurt my feelings, because like, you don't fuck with me for real. Like, it doesn't matter how angry you were. I would like calling DIFUS, saying I'm neglecting and abusing my children, calling my job so that I now have no money to be able to take care of my children. Like, what, like, I can't believe you did all of that. Like, in all of this, because you felt left out on the trip. You felt like I was making you be left out on the trip when you let them get into your head at home. I don't know how it was said, but I'm assuming that it had to be like, oh, I don't see you in no pictures. Why you ain't in no pictures with them? Why she only taking pictures with Kiesha? But you knew, one, you were in, like, when we went ATV riding, she was in there. I didn't post all of them, but I didn't post all of Kiesha either. I post a few with me and Kiesha. I post a few as a group. I post mostly by myself.
By yourself, yeah.
Yeah. But you were in there. It's crazy because I don't think I even removed it. Still in my story highlight for Puerto Rico trip, I think that I still may have it in there. Or at least wish I had the videos, and so I know that it's there. Like, I know that I did it. So for you to do all of that because of that is insane. It was like you were waiting for this moment. You were waiting for a moment. But I was so confused because we were cool before we left for the trip. So, like, what was, like, I can't believe that this was the icing on the cake for you.
Girl.
It was like, I really couldn't believe it. I still really can't believe it because, like, wow.
So now that you have 2 children, you gave Kimora a brother, you know, she has a sibling. How is your view on siblings, like, change for them? Because obviously, like, you know.
So, you know what's crazy is that
I've heard you before say, like, Kimora, like, be nice to your brother because that's all you have.
Yeah,
but like, has that changed? Has that mindset changed for you thinking that, or is that something that you push further for them so that doesn't happen?
So honestly, I still feel that way. And, you know, they have each other, same mom and dad, and then they have their half siblings. And honestly, I don't know if it may be different for, well, I would 100% hope it's different from them because they all have a relationship and they're all close now. But maybe it would be different for them anyway because they're growing up with each other.
Yeah.
You were already a full-blown adult. I was just turning an adult. So it's, you know, it's not the same. But I still 100%, especially with your brother, that is all you have. Like, if I was to leave, and it's sad and it's so scary because if I was to leave the world today, God forbid, my kids literally, they don't have, like, we have a few aunts and uncles and stuff like that, but I'm literally out here by myself.
Girl,
like,
you know, if something happened to you, we just gonna have to bounce these kids around between all
of
us because,
but, like, that's so unstable. Like, you know, like, they can't, ideally, if I was to pass, go to someone else's house and then they just raise them. Like, I'm not sure, like, if that would happen. Like, I'm not sure
if something
how
happened to you, like, and you did I would take your kids.
Like, I'm pretty sure I think that
me and Kiesha would be raising your kids.
Like, I was about to
or
say,
like the grandma, somebody would have
like,
them. Yeah.
I feel like it would happen, but, like, essentially also too, like, I really don't feel like I have much help, like, here. Like, I kind of feel like I really am out here by myself. Like, my aunts, they're older, so, like, it's not really much that they can do. They have their own life. Like, my godmom, she used to definitely be down for me for anything I needed. She was able to help me, but she also has her own life. So, like, she's not able to do those things like that no more. So, essentially, I really do feel like I'm out here by myself. We don't have a big family. So, I need y'all to stick together. Like, I say it all the time, even with them, like, fighting now. What the hell are y'all fighting for? Because y'all are 2 different ages, but, like,
he cracked her in the head with that chair.
I really need...
He cracked her in the head with that chair.
I really need y'all to, like, stick together. Like, I don't rub my fears and whatever happened with me off on them. I don't think that's fair to do.
That's
and like
good.
I said, even with their half siblings, like, you know, me personally, like, I'm in a better place with all of them. So, like, they have a relationship with their siblings too. So I'm hoping that even if something did happen to me, they'll still have that relationship with their siblings and they'll all hopefully be able to be okay and peaceful throughout the entire years.
I think they will be.
I hope so.
Woo, child. That was child.
A lot, right?
It is a lot, and it definitely makes you start to, I guess, like, I don't know, because my situations aren't anything like as far as having to fight a family member or like nothing like that. And I'm happy, thank God, it hasn't gotten to that point.
Yes, nobody wants to deal
But
with that.
it could have, but I'm also, I don't know. Mine is very, like, I'd like to protect my peace. And I've learned that throughout the years because I don't want to argue. I don't want to yell. I don't want to scream. I don't like doing all that if I don't have to. But I get like, it's like you said, like growing up, like you guys didn't grow up together. And that's kind of like the same situation with a lot of the things that I've had. I don't really have like, so my biological mom passed away when I was 2. I met my dad when I, not met, but like I saw my dad again for the first time when I turned 8. And then some years had gone by, some things had happened in between. And there was always talks about me having a sister, but I've never laid eyes on my sister. And it's so crazy because I didn't meet my sister until the day of my dad's funeral. That's a crazy time to meet a sibling. The day that you're the day that you are burying your parent is the day that you meet your sibling. Like, that's crazy. And like, we're all sitting there. We're like, I had a half brother. I have a half brother, and from my dad's side, not half, step brother from my dad's side. But we didn't do like the step brother thing. Like, when there were times where I didn't see my dad, because like I can say it now, my dad was on drugs, but like I didn't know that then. So there were times where like I did not witness.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, she's not. She's not laughing because my dad was on drugs, but she's laughing because we have inside jokes about it. So like when I say it calmly like that, like it don't sound like any way I normally say it.
I was trying to hold it in so bad.
My dad was my dad was unfortunately on drugs. So like there were times where like I guess my brother was aware of these things, but I didn't know, and I guess it was something they were trying to keep from me. I guess I can understand that part, but like I guess when my brother realized the absence of my dad not being there, like he and I were still close. He would still come see me. We would still talk. We would still hang out, but my dad just wasn't present. But like it was okay because I had my brother.
Right.
And then we were at my dad's funeral, me and him together, locked arms, crying. And then all of a sudden, like they're cuddling everybody up to the casket to put their flowers on. And I hear someone go, time for the kids to come up. I'm thinking it's only 2 of us, me and my brother. And I see somebody else walk up and put a flower up. I said, look, tears dried up real fast. I look over him. I said, who is that?
Did Ike Turner?
Who is that? Who is that? And I hear someone from the back yell, "That's your sister!" And in my head, I'm like,
this is why you said funerals is toxic.
Funerals is the most toxic ones. But in my head, I'm like, no, it's not. Because ain't nobody told me nothing.
Yeah.
But after that, I meet her. I talk to her. We start to talk. But at that time, my sister's 15 going on 16, and I'm 18. So we missed our entire childhood together. And I think what we tried to do was just try to like pick up where we left off. Like not even where we left off, but like pick up where we just started.
You don't even know how to like really do
we don't
that,
even know how to be siblings to each other. And because like my older brothers that I had in the house with me, like, the ones that I call my brothers that I had in the house with me, they're so much older than me that like I was kind of like an only child, because by the time I started going out and doing things like that, they were gone already. Kids gone, partner, like they're gone. So I was like by myself growing up kind of. So having a sister now, but I was excited to have a sister besides
I had that same feeling.
I had a sister, one of my closest friends, name is Courtney. She's been my sister since like elementary school. So like I had a sister, but biologically, like I didn't have a blood sister.
Like, it's kinda
so
cool.
it was
like,
oh, okay, like we share the same blood.
Yeah.
Like you look like my dad. Like it's cool. But like I think that trying to cultivate that relationship without sitting down and at that time we were young, so I didn't think to like, oh, we need to talk about how we handle situations. Like when you're mad, how do you feel? When I'm mad, how do I get? Like, because at that time I was, and then just losing my dad, I was like, my mind wasn't there anyway. So we were just trying to, so for years we were good. And then we had like a little hiccup and we didn't talk for some time, but she and I are good now. But I don't talk to my brother, like my half brother, a step brother. I don't talk to him at all right now. And I don't know, I can't say that it's not repairable. It can be, but the things that were said between he and I that I never thought would come from him, because you lived in the house with that situation. You saw what it was like. You felt the neglect whenever it happened for you. But at the same time, like, he was present for you. Mm-hmm. He was there through all of your things, whether he was sober or not sober, he was still there. He took you to college. He did all these things. Like you bragged about this. I don't have those memories. And then when he and I got into our little spat to turn all those things that you got to enjoy and be a part of with him against me, like, oh, you didn't call him on his birthday. Nigga, he didn't call me on mine. What are you talking about? And that I'm like, no, seriously, like you telling me I didn't call him on his birthday. He's 40 something years old. He birthed 2 children.
Yeah,
He's
I always
the
thought
adult.
that was weird that the kids have to like.
Why do I have to be
as
the
a kid
and then on
that-
top of that, my anger and everything I was feeling towards him, even though it was still warranted, because regardless of whatever you had going over on their side, you still weren't present. You still weren't there for the moments I needed you to be there for. So as I got older, I can understand that you were struggling. I can understand that you had your own demons that you were fighting, but it doesn't excuse my feel, like, you know, like my feelings are still valid because you weren't there. And that is what I was trying to get my brother to understand. Like, you had a different version of that man than I did. And it's crazy because I came from the ball sack. He loved you as his own, and I'm happy that you had that. But bro, like,
Yeah.
it's not a me versus you versus him thing. That's not it. And then to tell me that I've always been like this and I've always been, that's not what you said when we was holding hands together crying at the funeral. That's not what you said when you held my
Like
daughter for the first
deflecting,
time
yeah.
and telling me that daddy would love this and he'd be so proud. Like, that's, you didn't say none of that then. So I don't know where our disconnect happened and where our stuff happened, because literally this happened like I was on my way out to school one day. Like, I was going to Camden County College and I was on my way out the door. We literally had this falling out on the phone as I was putting my shoes on to go to class. And then right after that, he calls my sister and he's like, let me tell you what your bitch sister just. It turned into a whole thing. And I don't think I've talked to my brother since my daughter was 3. She's about to be 13. So
10 years.
when I talk about protecting my peace, like, that is protecting my peace, because I'm not sure where the disconnect happened between us, but I'm not going to sit down and beat myself up over the disconnect, because it wasn't my disconnect at all. We literally were on the phone. He asked me, what do I want when he goes on vacation? And I hadn't seen him in a couple years. I said, I don't want you to bring nothing back. I just want you to come see your niece. That was it. That's literally what I said. I just want you to come see your niece. Oh, you always want to. Whoa. Because I asked for time versus money or a gift. That's crazy to me. And then to tell me that he would sit up on his birthday and cry because you didn't call. Now, you know the joke I normally make after that, so I'm not going to say the joke, but that is not why he was crying. Okay? That's not it. It wasn't me. Because I cried on prom day, not prom, he did show up for my prom, but I cried at 8th grade graduation. I cried every birthday. I cried when I had my daughter. I cried all those things that he wasn't there for. Yeah. And it's not my fault that these things happen. Like, and to be honest, like, my dad had been struggling. I found out later on, since I was a baby, since before you even came into the picture. So how is it my fault if any of these things are happening? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And that is the part that I couldn't get over. The fact that we were so close one day, and then I don't know what switch flipped in him that turned it from us being that way to like me being the scum of the earth now. And I think maybe because like the day of my dad's funeral, he didn't stay. He stayed for the funeral and literally went right back to college. So I think maybe over the years, certain things have started to like maybe run back in his head about what happened. And maybe he felt like I should have been there, but I wasn't given the opportunity to be there either.
Yeah.
No one told me anything. I literally found out all of the details and the backstory the day they called to tell me they found my dad. So not only did you tell me my dad is gone, but then you lay all these other scenarios on me that I had I had ideas, but I couldn't 100% say that this is what I knew what was happening. Right. So like, it felt like for a long time I struggled because I was like, dang, like, was I wrong for being mad at him?
Yeah, that's right.
Was I wrong for being upset that he wasn't there?
Yeah,
but no, I wasn't mad because you still weren't there. You still weren't present. My feelings are still valid in the situation. I can empathize a little more because, okay, like, it was hard for you to be there. I get it. You had to go to whatever the case was, but like, you still weren't there. And for my brother to turn it on me and be like, well, it's partly your fault.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I don't like that.
So I haven't talked to him in 10 years. And it's crazy because I ran into his mom at a Wawa not too long ago. And I was like trying to make it out the door before she
Did she
seen
let
me.
you?
She did. She did.
Was she sweet?
She did. We spoke and we were civil because I don't have any, and that's the thing, I don't harbor any ill feelings towards them.
Right.
It just has to be about protecting my peace because, like I said, funerals and death make people like really crazy. And that was one death that like it shook me to my core. And then I realized that like, yo, like they didn't, now I know maybe they didn't care about me the same way I thought they did either, because like this shouldn't happen this way. We all lost somebody and it should have brought us closer. And at the end, it tore us apart. I don't have my stepbrother no more. And I loved him to death. I still love him, but like, I don't have him anymore. But I'm also at peace with it because that's just like the type of person I am. Like, I'm at peace with it.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well.
Because I have 2 other brothers that love the hell out of me.
And I mean, that's something. But I know you said that, you said like practicing, protecting your peace a lot. Like you mentioned that a lot. So like, what does that look like for you now?
Well, for me now, protecting my peace is to make sure that I don't fall into the same habits that people around me have been in for whatever that situation was. I don't know what caused my dad to go down whatever road he went down.
Right.
So
Because that was already like when you were younger anyway. So
yeah, so I don't know what road caused him to go down that way, but I know what it feels like to battle with something. Because after I lost my dad, I had my own battle with certain things that I had to like sit myself down with, talk to people about, get help for, and things like that. So like I know what it's like to have a battle to go against. That's the one thing I never want to go back to, not being able to control my emotions the right way, not being able to walk away from certain situations. And now that I have my daughter, I need to make sure that my mind is right 100% or as close to 100% that I can get. That's why I'm not drinking right now. Try not to smoke right now and things like that, because I need to make sure that like my mind is right. And that's part of protecting my peace, is protecting her.
Right.
And if you come around me and your turmoil is causing turmoil in my peace, in my home, because I have cultivated a very calm space. And I've done that with the help of my partner. Like, we are very calm at home. And I love that. And if you come into my space and you disrupt her calm, my daughter's calm, and my calm, now we have a problem. And there's 3 things I don't play about. And 2 of them is my child and my woman. Don't play with me.
Yeah, not at all.
Because if they not right, then we not right. And that's the one thing I'm going to fight you for. So that is what protecting. And you know, I'm a very calm individual now. You know, you call me the seasoned friend. I'm the seasoned friend for a reason. And it's taken me a while to get to the point where I could be like, oh, fuck it, walk away. But that's what protecting my peace is like too. I walk away from situations that don't serve me anymore. And that hasn't served me in 10 years. I don't need it to serve me now if it's going to be the same BS.
Well, I have a question as far as that. Because like you just said that statement, and then I know you said like you love your brother and stuff. Do you think that like the relationship is repairable? Because like for me, I'm sorry.
You're baby, I don't think we could come back from that.
Burning down on the highway right now, I wouldn't even use my spit to put the fire out.
Okay, so before I didn't think it was repairable because I could be a very like, in my head, like I said, protect my peace at all costs. And sometimes, even though I protect my peace at all costs, sometimes it might cost me other things along the way. Mm-hmm. But the one reason why I say that it could be repairable and that I would maybe be able to sit down and be like, all right, if we can talk, and it'd have to be more than one time, because we're not going to be able to, you know how black people are trying to work. We cannot do that. The things that were said and the way that I felt and the way that you may have felt, because we have never talked about it afterwards, we need to have more than one conversation. Would I be willing to sit down and have one? Yes, but that is because when I saw his mom at the Wawa, my brother has a son.
Oh, you didn't know?
I had no idea.
Wow.
I had no idea my brother had a baby. And that is crazy, because if our relationship had never taken this turn, I would have been there for everything.
They probably would have had a relationship with his cousin and everything.
I would have been there for everything. And that, I'm not going to lie, that hurt me a little bit when I saw that, because I was like, oh my God. Like when she spoke to me and I spoke to her, I said, oh my God, who is that? And she was like, oh, that's so-and-so son. Son? This baby's like 3.
Yeah, you know what's crazy with you like saying that? It's the hardest part about the situation for me and my family, I would say, would be my nieces and my nephews.
I was getting ready to say, what is that? Is
Like,
there's no
them was
communication
my
with them at all now, right?
kids. I loved them so bad. They was bad as hell, smart ass mouths, but it's aside from the oldest. And I mean, I was about to say, like, that was still a child at the end of the day. So, like, I still would have love for her. But, like, yeah, it was hard. But this time around, because usually, like, if me and my sister don't talk, like, I'll still call the kids, send, like, a couple of dollars for their birthday, stuff like that, to, like, their dad phone. Or, like, sometimes, like, my one niece, she would, like, sneak and, like, grab her dad's phone and then call me to have conversations with me and stuff like that. But like this time, I had said like, and I had told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, it's gonna be hard, but like, it's fuck everybody this time. Like I
Yeah.
can't, because I feel like that's another thing that happens too, is that like and it's so crazy because like I would still reach out to my nieces and stuff like that, but
You know that.
they wouldn't say anything
Yeah.
to Kimura. Like they wouldn't call anytime that it was a fallout. It was like never nobody, and the excuse was it's because you said if you fall out with me, I can't talk to my kids. But like bullshit, you never tried to call nothing. I think I'll give it one time. I think her brother sent money for like what was like 4 years ago when like Kimura had her first lemonade stand. But like other than that, it's like never was no communication. So it hurt, and I miss my nieces and them because like I would be like seeing y'all go to school and then like taking y'all and doing dumb stuff with y'all and stuff like that, but I can't.
Protecting the peace, and
Yeah.
that's the part that I meant about like protecting the peace. Where like sometimes like other things, with trying to
It's
protect
like
your
you
peace,
have to
you have
figure
to
out
let
what's
go of
going
other
to, yeah,
things in order
right.
to protect
And
that
that was
peace.
something that I feel like I had to let go. It's sad, but like I said, each time a falling out would happen, I would still talk to them, which I feel like that's another reason why too, like we always ended up talking to each other
Again,
again.
yeah.
But I feel like this was too far.
The crazy part though is like,
And for me to be able to stand on business as well for myself, I feel like I have to
yeah,
cut it with everyone.
it's crazy though because with like the situation with me not talking to my sister versus not talking to my brother, like even though I had known my brother longer, working it out with my sister was the one thing I said that like I have to work it out with my sister
You want to say that?
because my sister had already not had my dad.
Yeah,
She didn't get a chance to be around him. She didn't get a chance to talk to him, to know what he was like. And even though my time with him wasn't like the most expansive time, but like at least like, you know, I had that relationship. So I wanted to make sure that like, yeah, it took us some time to get back to talking and things like that. And like, I love Top, you know, love you, girl. That's my sister's, I don't say it to her enough, but like, I love my sister. And even though like, we took our time or whatever it took us to do, like I had to make sure I was right with my sister because she didn't deserve not to have either of us. Oh, not me about to cry. Ew.
I was gonna ask
Ew.
you about eyes with her, but
Because like I felt really bad about that, but like even with her, I had to like take a step back because we tried to build a relationship off of like nothing that was there. Like our common ground was him, and we didn't even have that to work on because neither one of us really knew too much. But like I needed to make sure my sister had me.
I would say for y'all to definitely hold on to it. Like I wish how I feel about it now is like how I am about people now is you got one time to fuck up and then that's it. But if I could start over from the very beginning, I would literally like avoid all of the little petty shit, like so that we could still be close, because like it definitely hurts to like lose someone.
Yeah.
It definitely hurts, especially like somebody that you really considered your favorite fucking person. So like I'm not gonna lie, like granted I don't feel that way now, and I guess it's just because like you said,
It
you
took
protect
time.
your prestige. So like I've come to terms with it, but like I was so sad. Like I miss my fucking sister. Like damn, like that's the person I call for everything, any fucking tea. Like that was the person. Like I honestly don't give a fuck about anybody else in the situation. Like her brother, the cousin, all of them. Like I really wouldn't have cared if y'all never spoke to me again. But it really did hurt my feelings, like coming from my sister. But like for you, because like I don't know, like I want to live through you, so like have a positive
Yeah,
relationship.
like and I'm
with
trying. And
her,
you know what?
like,
Even now, like I feel like Our
Like
relationship,
I'm not saying take no shit.
our
Like,
relationship is still like, we're still, I can tell like we still have a lot to work on. And I honestly feel like even now, like and that's the thing, like with being like the older sister, I have never had to be the older sister. I've always been the baby. So like being the older sister definitely takes some getting used to. It took some time for me to realize like I can't act the same, like I'm supposed to be the older sister. But even like now, like I know I could, now that we are back in communication and we are talking and we're laughing and things like that, I know I could do better. But it's like, the situations that like outside of like over the past like 2 years, everything that has been going on. Right. So it's not like my sister lives in a whole different state now. She's in Delaware. So like even though Delaware is only an hour away, it's an hour that like so hard to find that time to get there. And I feel horrible about that. Like I feel terrible. And I wish that like we lived next door to each other. I wish that I could just pop over to her house. And I feel bad that like she asked me to come down and do like, I got to do this with Ava. I got to do this with so-and-so. Like I have this planned and, we got to record today. Like, and I don't never want my sister to feel like I'm like pushing her away or nothing like that. Cause that's not, it's just that like life has been over the past 2 years has been like entirely a whirlwind of schedule, moving again. Got to move this time. And these are all been things that are outside of my control. But that was part of the reason we had a falling out, was because like the time wasn't there. And then she got angry. I got angry. I lost my grandma. So, and when something happens like that, I retreat bad. So like she was trying to be there, but I needed time. And because we never sat down to talk about those type of things. Well, when you're angry, how do you act? What happens when you need a moment? Like I need my time. And it felt like to her, maybe I wasn't there for her either, but like that wasn't the case. I was just struggling, and I was struggling to find a way to balance it all. And I'm still struggling to do that, but like I love her and I do want to fix it. Like she's the one, like I said, the one relationship I don't ever want her to feel like she never had our dad and then she lost me. I don't want that for her. Yeah. Like I don't want that. So we're working on it, but we're back in communication. But that other one, it's going to take some time.
It's going to
take some time. And I still love him too. Love him to death. Will never not love him. But like, I don't like the way that situation played out, and to try to turn a situation that had nothing to. Boy, I was all the way up the highway. I was all the way up the highway my entire childhood. He lived 20 minutes away. It's not on me. It's not. And there were times where, my dad tried. And I never took that away from him. Yeah, you tried. I know. I get it. But there were times where, unfortunately, other things were more important. This was definitely an episode that look, listen guys, you know our stories now. You know how we feel about certain family situations, and family is not easy. It's not linear. Some people have amazing situations with their families where they never have to go through any of this. And I pray.
I'm trying to be like those families, like on you seen this like one, like it became like a trend of like the Black generations when they like doing the big cookouts and they got generations of people. I'm like,
which is crazy because I do.
Hopefully, I get married into it.
I do have that. Like I have on my mom's side, I have that. On my dad's side, I have a handful of people that I can kind of point out and be like, I know you. I think.
I wish. I feel like it's so crazy because I don't get that experience. Like, for me,
you got it with us now, kitten.
I got adopted, so like I didn't have my biological family. Then my mom, adopted mom, she ended up getting sick, so like I was bounced from group homes to group homes. So like I don't really have the family that like I wish I had. So like
But sometimes family is not always the people you were born into. It's the family that you're building, and that is the one thing that like I said, like you're going to get married. You're going to work it out. It's all going to work for you. It's going to happen because you and whoever you decide to marry have the same mindset. It's just you guys have to work on how to be on the same path with the same mindset, because you want the same end result. It's just how you both get there at the same time. And that's why I'm so thankful.
Girl, hurry up and cut this shit. Hurry up and cut. Hurry up and cut.
But that's why I'm so thankful for the person I'm with now, because like our mindsets are the same, our goals are the same, we want the same thing, we want to live the same type of life. And she brought so much peace to certain, even like situations like with my sister. Like I talked to her about it and she'd be like, she's very honest with me. And when she tells me, babe, sometimes you can be mean. And I'd be like, I am not mean. And she'll take me and she'll look at me and be like, I love you.
Aggressive.
She'll look at me and be like, I love you, but sometimes you are mean. And in this situation, you were mean. And I'll sit back and I'll look at it and I'll be like,
all right, bitch, I
might have been a little mean, but she was mean too. But I also have to remember that too. Like just because the other person was doesn't mean I have to be. Because
two wrongs don't make a right.
So I'm working on that. But like the family I'm building is extremely important to me too, which is why I say I protect my peace. Because if you come into this space and you disrupt what we're building and it knocks us off in any way, you got to go. You get one warning. And then you got to go. Because I'll show you the door real quick. Just
out the door, you gotta go, bitch.
Out the door, you got to go, bitch. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. I now have to go wipe off my tears. Because I didn't expect for this to turn into that. But if you have had your own family experiences, leave it down below in the comments. Let us know what yours has been. If you're willing to work on it, maybe they'll see your comment and maybe you guys can rekindle and work on it.
Or if not, maybe we just grow a whole big family
together. Maybe we'll have one big cookout this summer together. Right? Invite all of you guys and we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much for tuning in with us. Stay tuned for the next episode of Together We Thrive. We love you so much.
Bye.